My dream? To become an engineer. My dream is to be a pilot. I would like to be a teacher. To teach children, learn to read, not to fight, and learn good things from others. To work from morning, I don't know, until 3:30. I love my life. I'd like to become a doctor, to treat patients in their homes, patients who would otherwise have nowhere to go. I'm here, I will study, study, study. I would like to be a footballer. I would like to be a car mechanic in the future. My dream is to be a journalist, a hockey player. I want to study, to learn to read and write, and to finish some course.
How are things, Mimoso? We're going back to Casa Margarida. What will you do now that you have passed your exam? You have passed your exam.
Yes, I've passed.
You've passed? The school exam? What about the other exams? The national ones? That's where the fun begins. My brother, you have to make an effort. You left without a word, not even a goodbye. Hey, brother, sorry for interrupting your game.
Father Julio.
Hey, top scorer, you are the goalie? We are nearly in our neighborhood. They are playing. Look out, children. We go, we look for the hip flask elsewhere. Come, Mimoso.
To work. What?
As what?
Lay tiles. Lay tiles. I want to be a doctor in the future, so that I can help my family and my brothers and sisters. Though I can't even write my name. I would like to be a worker, mechanic, be an engineer. I would like to be older, to be able to study, to be more studious. My dream is to help my family. I would like to be a footballer. I plan to be a priest in the future. I would like to be a social worker to help other children who live on the streets, abandoned. I suggest my brothers do the same so that we can live here together. That's it. And you? What would you like to be in the future? A minister? Say something. Speak. Speak.
En realidad tenemos dos casas.
In reality, we have two homes. The first is a hostel to which children are sent to wash themselves, have a meal, sleep, and then go back on the streets the following day.
Y al día siguiente, na rua. Esa casa,
This home, the Casa Magone, where we live, is a home for 45 to 50 people, where we offer an education in literacy, primary education, as well as courses in electronics, refrigeration and spooling coils, as well as computing. Good morning. Do you see, sister? Mota is famous. Mota is no joke.
Mota no brinca.
Good morning. How are you?
na otra casa que
In the second home, the Casa Mama Margarida, children stay for the whole day.
Dá licença. Dá licença. Dá licença.
Can we? We will be visiting. How are things?
Este no. E aí? Oh, bom dia.
This home is special because it is a family house, with Sister Berta, her husband and children, with this toddler as the youngest. The mother's presence is key here. She adds closeness, she cares for their development, and she's always ready to talk. Her husband, Gaddafi, not Muammar Gaddafi, just plain Gaddafi, he is her husband. They have 5 children of their own. Apart from the 5, they also look after these here rascals.
I have 5 children of my own and 15 that I look after as part of this project. 20 children altogether. We began with 8 children. That was in July '99. Over 80 children have passed through this project. I have always liked working with children. Because of the war here in Angola, I saw many abandoned, unhappy children. Some because they had lost their fathers and mothers, and others because their families would not take them in. Others again because their parents could not cope and abandoned them to the streets. So when this project began, there was a need for somebody, a mother prepared to work with the Salesian community, and they invited me.
You write a word, and then you invent. You can read it this way, that way. You can read it upwards, downwards. Do you see?
We also have children from the streets who fled their families, sometimes because the father drank too much, returned home drunk and beat them. A child runs away onto the streets, whilst at other times, because the mother went out to work in the morning, leaving the children to clean the house, wash the dishes, prepare lunch, look after the younger children, the child would get tired and so run away. At other times, they would run away because there was no food or money at home, and yet others, simply because they preferred life on the streets. wanted to be financially independent, to have their own money, their own things, which their fathers would not allow, so they quite simply ran away.
War was one of the factors, chaos, from which they fled to Luanda, thinking that they would find a more peaceful existence, as there is no war in towns. Many children fled. They came here to members of their family, an uncle, somewhere in one or other district, but they would not find them, lose contact with their families, and end up on the streets. One of the children in the Mama Margarida has a mother. The mother lives in Lunda, in a diamond-producing area where she trades. She told her child, "You have evil powers, you bring me bad luck." She began to beat the child, and so it ran away. Accused of witchcraft, the child completely forgets it ever had a family. Why? Because when it was with its family, it was condemned to death. You have evil powers, you have to die. That is why these children become orphans.
I ran away from my father's home because he bullied me. He mistreated me. I ran away from my home because my stepmother beat me very badly.
And where is your mother?
My mother is with her family.
And your father?
He is with his mother. I didn't like the noise, the result of my mother's drinking habit. She would often have rows with my grandmother. Nobody could stand it. One could not sleep. They would quarrel ceaselessly. My mother hit me a lot and didn't give me anything to eat. I robbed her, ran away, and later went to the island. I left my house because I was accused of being a witch. When my mother died, I was left with my uncles and grandmother. They later dubbed me a witch. My parents hit me, which is why I decided to run away onto the streets. My mother abandoned us, which is how I ended up on the streets. I began sleeping on the streets, and then later in some home. My father never looked after me. When he returned home drunk, he wouldn't even let me eat supper. He preferred to beat me, even unconscious.
A child on the streets is defenceless, a victim of all kinds of violence, sexual abuse, drugs, theft, physical exploitation, because some adults beat them. Some regarded them as cheap labor and even sent them out to steal. Go, steal, and bring us the money. Some children were beaten up, beaten all over, whilst others were sexually abused by adults.
We can all see how AIDS is spreading here in Angola. The Roca Santeiro district even has its own child brothels. It's spreading, truly spreading. The first problem children have is drugs. Light drugs to begin with, like petrol sniffing and some medicines. followed by drink in the winter season, heavy drinking.
Bebidas fortes.
Nobody's making any noise. Good. You spend your time studying, playing, eating snacks. Those who go out get money. Others stay to study. Yes? We must work on. Those who have begun a course, whether in electronics, refrigeration, or spooling coils, will shortly begin their classes. Preparation is very important, right? Very good. Now we will thank God, our Father, who gives us this time to regain our strength.
In nome do Pai, do Filho e do Espírito Santo. Ave Maria, cheia de graça, o Senhor é convosco. Bendita sois vós entre as mulheres, bendito é o fruto do vosso ventre, Jesus. Santa Maria, Mãe de Deus, rogai por nós, pecadores, agora e na hora de nossa morte. Maria, auxílio dos cristãos, rogai por nós, do Pai, do Filho e do Espírito Santo. Pira, pira, pipa, pi, vamos lá, papi.
Sit down, sit down. Are you ill? Don't feel too well? Where is your exercise book? Your book? You don't have an exercise book? Why didn't you ask for one? You also don't have one? How many of you? 1, 2, 3...